Here's what Ime Udoka had to say about the absence of Fred VanVleet in the game against the Wizards last season.
How did you think the offense looked without Fred?
Up and down. It's good when we get stops and get out and run and kind of equal opportunity in the half court. Just a little slow at times, stagnant at times. I felt like ball sticking, especially in the first half.
Now, is that what you see now? Does the offense seem like that? Stagnant, no ball movement? Everyone points to the point guard position as a position of need when it comes to the Houston Rockets. It sounds to me like the consensus is once they get a PG to be a facilitator and run the offense, they'll be taking off. But just going out and finding the PG to be a good fit for the squad ain't that easy. Yes, they were counting on VanVleet, and he likely would have been a good fit for them this season. Because of his injury, the Rockets have applied for and received the Disabled Player Exception, or DPE for short, which allows them to sign another player for half of the injured player's salary, which in this case of VanVleet is about $12.5 million, half of his $25 million salary this season. Keep in mind, though, the DPE doesn't give them an extra roster spot. They will still need to trade a player or release a player or players to make room for the new player they would be signing for the $12.5 million because they're operating close to the first apron hard cap. Who would you give up in that case? Anybody on the roster you release? Tari Eason's name has been in the mix in some trade talks. Do you trade him to free up a roster spot and get some draft capital in return? And speaking of draft capital, the Rockets have some of their own. If we take a look at the next 3 drafts, in 2026, their first round pick is top 4 protected. Otherwise, it goes to OKC. The good thing for the Rockets is they have an option to swap the first round pick with the Brooklyn Nets, which increases their chance of landing a top 4 spot. In 2027, they have unprotected first round picks from the Brooklyn Nets and the Phoenix Suns. And in 2028, they swap a first round pick with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, if they look to make a blockbuster trade, they would have to leverage their draft capital and some of their young talent. I mentioned Eason before, but players like Reed Shepherd would likely be the target of a trade as well. Would you do that or keep developing those guys and use the draft picks for more young talent to develop? If they go that route, that leaves them to turn to the free agent market as an option for addressing the PG spot. And here are some of the players available there. Like I said, just going out and finding the right PG ain't that easy.